Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new year with BitIncome. I hope everybody had wonderful holidays. We took some time off, but now we're back and we're planning on exploding this business, your business. And all you have to do is strap yourself in and get ready for a ride. This is going to be an updated call. There's no presentation. My name is James Hill. I go by JC, and I will be introducing to you our first speaker through a wonderful connection that we have here with this program, and you have heard from him many times. We were led to a very, very successful leader in this industry. He's had amazing results with more than one company and opportunity. He took a look at this and fell in love with it. And the thing that he was mostly excited about was our co-op. Just loved the governance of that, and I suppose if we had not had the co-op, he might have just passed on it, but because initially it didn't look like you could make much money with this, okay? But once he studied it and got to understand it, he saw the huge potential. In fact, him and a group of his leaders are all in, okay? And when I say all in, I mean really all in. We're going to be creating a structural relationship to where they're going to be part of making this successful. Without me going on and on, I'm going to introduce him as RF.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much for the introduction, JC. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful. What I'm going to do first is I'm really going to, with that introduction, I'm more of a type of person, I just want to get right into things. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk really quick for about 3 minutes on where we are, where the co-op is. What are the things that myself and my teams, we've been very, very blessed for the last 18 years, done over 100 million in sales, helped, hundreds of people into, cars and really changing their lives from home. And, there's been a lot of scrutiny and a lot of different stuff that has happened in the home-based industry that has really put us in a position to kind of stand back and go, wow, there's change afoot. And with that change afoot, I don't know about you guys on the phone here and you leaders, but sometimes we get in a position where you work and you work and you work and you build this fantastic team and everybody's just charging and exciting, and then all of a sudden sometimes something happens with the ownership and something, they do something and possibly they weren't governed right, whatever it is, and you're sitting there kind of you're kind of holding the bag going, oh, wow, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know if some of you on the phone can relate to that. I know Big Mike and some other guys are like, yeah, we've been there, done that, right? And and there's other times that, when you look at the kind of model that we've all loved for so long in home-based business, it's very top-down oriented. It's very, when you think about the structure of the, what the pharaohs built, the thing that everyone doesn't talk about, the flow of information, you see this whole structure, and the fact of the matter is a lot of times it's the leaders and it's the owners who kind of make all the money. And I've been very blessed and fortunate to be a person who's on that side some of the time, not all the time. But when I saw the co-op, and I got to thank Barry for giving me a shout and coming out in June and going, Russ, you got to see this. And I saw it, I was like, whoa, and it blew my mind. And then I just watched everything that Dr. Needham did, and I actually started looking at ways to have an opportunity to even talk with Dr. Needham about some other business opportunities that I'm involved with, because I'm an entrepreneur. I just don't do things just in this market channel. And then all of a sudden, what happened is this Bitcoin went from 10 billion to now it's over 650 billion dollars today, and this whole marketplace just blew up, and I started doing a lot of research into things, because I've been one of those kind of people that I read a lot. And I put together a little bit of a talk, a little 3-minute talk that I want to talk about of why our team is so excited about the co-op and why we're so excited about this time that each one of you who are on this call, this is a huge part of history that we're a part of. And the fact of the matter is we can be those people who, look in the mirror and say, am I going to be counted this time? Am I going to be counted? Am I going to be the person who has the ability to go out and get things done in a very, very simple way, an effective way, in a way that has the ability to be able to help the masses, not just the classes in this industry, but let's get this co-op thing and let's help the masses where we all have a piece of the pie, where we all have the ability to be able to go out. So, what I'm going to talk about is what I call the perfect storm. And I don't know if some of you, maybe you've seen the movie The Perfect Storm. There's multiple storms that converge in one place or one area at a time. And, at BitIncome, we believe we're in the middle of a perfect storm. Especially my team, we're just so fired up right now. And over the last decade, there's been 3 massive trends that have been building globally. The first one that I find, and I've done a lot of research on this, it's individualism. Individualism is surging globally, whereby the many, that's us, not the they, not the them. That is us. That's all of us on the phone. It's all of our friends and family. We're tired of being controlled by the few. And if you look at the recent elections in Europe with respect to, the Brexit and even Trump's presidency, both of those things really shocked the people who've been, making all the decisions for a very, very long time. It really shocked them. And those without a voice, that's you and I, we're suddenly getting very loud. And that, to me, is exciting because we haven't had that in a very, very long time. And if you couple this with the global economy and constant financial flux, people want to take their own futures in their hands. And what a great place to be where we have the first to market opportunity in a co-op to be able to shift that into something like cryptocurrency. So you think about, if you ever wanted to be in a business to have a great product, that's a wonderful thing. There's so many awesome opportunities out there. But to be at a certain time and place where we can have an opportunity where people's attitudes about who they want to govern themselves and how they want to be governed, and that all of a sudden switches into a financial paradigm like cryptocurrency market, including Bitcoin. I've already talked about it going from 10 billion to over 600 billion really in 2017. Like many millionaires have been created due to the blockchain. We know a billionaire, a couple of the Winklevosses, and what they're doing is they're pushing this peer-to-peer financial model, a simplistic peer-to-peer financial model. And that's why it's blowing up. And then you couple this with the home-based business industry. And it is absolutely exploding globally. Companies are on the rise in all market channels, not just Bitcoin, which is going absolutely bonkers, but product companies too. And everybody's in a position where they're looking at what's happening in the world, and they're thinking, wow, I want to be in a position where I have a plan B. And especially the companies promoting anything to do with cryptocurrency, it's been amazing. I think what we've done is we've put some of the old tested and tried leaders in some of the old product companies, we've kind of, we've blown them away. I've talked to some, and they're like, how in God's green earth do you ever put, 100,000 in a business in its first year, or 200,000 or 400,000? Well, you know what? That's called the perfect storm. And the question is what are we going to do to be in a position to take advantage of that? So, so you got home-based business, you got crypto, and you got individuals. When you put these 3 things together, and then even if we put in social media and we put in the opportunity to be able to utilize the internet and this internet 2.0, man, I don't know about you, and I don't know if you guys think I'm excited or not, but I'm kind of excited right now. It really puts us in a position to absolutely just crush this thing. So when you got these 3 things together, what is it doing? It's fueling a global entrepreneurial revolution. So BitIncome.com, we're situated in the midst of the perfect storm, offering the excellent financial opportunity for those who want to participate in the educational co-op. The crypto course is going to teach you how to take a trade, and our monthly crypto trading expert who's on the call today, and this is really why we wanted to do the call. We wanted to get Z, Crypto Z. He's in the place to be. I'm excited, and I've known Crypto Z. We actually built a very large Forex company together back in the day. He's a Forex trader for decades, and one of the most well-educated, well-spoken individuals. He speaks 4 or 5 languages. Great friend of mine, and I'm telling you, to have an opportunity to surround yourself with people who desire for excellence all the time and what they do, that's something that's very special. And the fact that he's had an opportunity to talk with JC and some of the other leaders and said, look, I'd love to come on and I'd love to help educate everybody, and let's create a trusted source of information to get people to have an ability to just be able to take a trade, to understand what the security around the wallets are, and all those kind of things that take, you know, us when we start to learn it. I don't know about you guys, but when you start to learn stuff in this industry and you start to, you know, do a couple trades and do pretty well, everybody around you is like, hey, how do I buy Bitcoin? How do I do this? And it takes you hours and hours and hours. Well, we're going to fix that. We're going to put everything together where we can fix that and put that all in one nice little place for you, because there's so much information out there. We'll put it in a trusted place, but where's the glue? Who's the glue of this whole thing? Who has the ability to want to keep you and your friends friends coming back every single month, month after month? That's when you have a guy like CryptoZ who can come in, who's, you know, traded unbelievably this year, and he has the ability to be able to educate you on why we do certain things. What is our money management? You know, so I'm gonna get CryptoZ to talk a little bit about that. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit about, you know, our hold strategy and everything else. I don't know, guys. I'm just super fired up. You can tell that we're gonna get in this thing and we're gonna crush it. There's a lot of great things that we're gonna be coming out with. You know, with the co-op over the next several weeks, which we're very, very excited about. And those, you know, and JC is such a great communicator. That's gonna get, you know, he's going to be right on top of everything that's going on. He's doing a fabulous job of getting this, you know, putting lipstick on this monkey. He hears me say this every day, but I'm telling you, once the lipstick gets on this BitIncome, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with that I'm really, really excited about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over to you, JC.
First and foremost, good evening, everyone, or good day. I don't know where you are. And Happy New Year to all of you, because this year certainly will be a one-of-a-kind year. By the way, just can you hear me properly, or all of you?
Yes, we hear you. I don't know how you're coming in, and how you did it, but you're here.
Okay. We can figure out, if we can figure out how to buy and sell Bitcoins, we can figure out more difficult stuff as well. And thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for your time. By the way, those who do not know, today is the birthday of Bitcoin. Exactly January the 3rd, 2009 was the day when the first 50 blocks were mined, and this day basically considered the birthday of Bitcoin. But as Ross mentioned, it is not just about Bitcoin, and I don't want to take too much time for you, but I would like to give my kind of two Satoshis. Satoshi, by the way, is kind of cents or pennies in dollars, and being in the crypto space, we are using Satoshi as a kind of common language, because the gentleman, or more people, unknown people to the day, who basically put together the Bitcoin algorithm, is still unknown to the general public. So it's a kind of mystery out there, but it helps the case. The first time when I heard about the BitIncome and the co-op, and I had a really long and very detailed conversation with JC. Basically, I didn't have too much to be fired up, and I'm telling you why. Because this is basically a natural connection, what BitIncome would like to do in the field of the peer-to-peer, helping one another at certain levels, the same philosophy, the same foundational principles characterized for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is symbolizing basically the trustless and free connection among the people after the 2008 financial crisis. So just a kind of 101, that's how it basically was created. It was a general need, a natural need to get something that is basically eliminates the middleman, the banks or those type of financial institutions, and as we kind of average persons can take control of our life and doing different transactions. Bitcoin came a long way, and the last year was certainly the breakout year, and the timing cannot be better for BitIncome. Never ever kind of question whether Bitcoin is in a bubble or not, because it is a lot more than just a currency. It's a lot more than just a store of value, because Bitcoin is a symbol of blockchain, which is a second generation of the internet. Think about that. We are right now about, I could use the example of the internet, we are basically in the middle of the 1990s, 94, 95-ish, give or take. And the early adopter stages where BitIncome can come and make a huge difference in other people's lives is just really second to none. But why we thought there is a real need to do this and to run BitIncome is the education part. People are lost. They don't know how to take advantage of this really golden opportunity. It's not that complicated, but it needs some sort of, education, some guidance. And that's where probably I can come in and contribute whatever I gathered in my entire life, being an economist, a former diplomat, and mainly a fundamental trader or investor who using different tools, but putting the emphasis mainly on the money management, the risk management, and how to handle emotions. It will be crucial in cryptos. We are coming from a forex side or a equity side, what you may understand, but the digital assets, the blockchain assets, have an incredible advantage over all of the others. And I'm telling you why, and I will be providing a lot more kind of fundamental framework and guidance, so to speak, during these courses or during these meetings. So I would like basically just to hold your hand, but not giving, a kind of specific financial advice, because I cannot do that, but really holding your hand and introducing certain opportunities where we are able to take advantage of it. Here is a very interesting aspect of the digital assets. As Ross mentioned, it's not just about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And whoever may think that you are kind of missed the boat last year because Bitcoin, went up and almost basically went over $20,000 US, and Ethereum is just flirting with $1,000 the last 2 days. It's not. You are not. You may have missed certain part of Bitcoin or Ethereum, but here is the good news. There are a lot more than thousands of digital assets, and I'm focusing on finding basically very similar type of characteristics, currencies, coins. It's called the ICOs, initial coin offerings, because the key really to get rich or wealthy, or just to get really to do some certain kind of, so to speak, damage in the crypto market is to get in early. And that's why we are not, and we will not be kind of day trading, so to speak. So don't get kind of lost in that, and don't get afraid. You don't need to basically learn all the gritties and nitties of trading. Even just the opposite. My goal is to provide a kind of strategical guidance, really holding your hand that this is the kind of, let's say, field where we can have our positions, because there will be different layers as the blockchain provides, like from the movie of Matrix. You know, the second layer of life. Blockchain will touch everything in our life. We may not know about it, but it's already happening. You can buy real estate now. You can buy cars. You can buy certain services, goods, and other services for type of digital assets, whether it is Bitcoin or Dash or Litecoin or any other forms of these very well-known currencies. And in order to be really successful, I would like to ask you, everyone, to kind of position your mindset, to have your mindset really to think long-term. Long-term what? I'm telling you what. Just 1 year. Give me 1 year. Last year, it made an unbelievable difference. But the best is yet to come. And it's not just me telling you. You can really read and get familiar with all these kind of news outlets, or because not just the name. Last year, when I remember when Russ and I mean, we were just kind of playing with some coins. Nobody really even knew what it was. Bitcoin, what is that? Maybe they have heard Bitcoin name, but they didn't hear any other names. And thanks to these cryptos, I'm feeling much better now at the end of the year, and even just January the 3rd. And one of my favorite coin, the NEO, is already bent over $100 within just 2 days. The speed, the pace is unheard of. So we cannot just miss the boat. And especially the first half of 2018 is expected to be incredible, profitable and volatile. Volatility is good as long as you are able to control it and providing the proper management. Here, for example, opposed to the Forex, there is no margin trading, there is no leveraging, so everything is intact. And those excuse me, those big whales cannot really make your life miserable in terms of just kind of kicking you out because your position is there. I will kind of share these type of things with you, and I will try my best to share those kind of mini secrets, so to speak, that can keep you in the game. Because the philosophy of BitIncome, this peer-to-peer philosophy, I'm calling it as a crypto paid forward. Here, we would like to teach you how to catch a fish, not just giving you, the fish. Once you know how to catch a fish, we may, or you may, go on your own, but the better part is just to be part of a community and make, other people's life better, because it's so big. You are not taking away, these type of things from somebody else. And just extremely exciting and very humbling to be part of something. I think it would be kind of historic in a sense of building up communities. Because one thing I found very interesting, and it's different from Forex completely. In the blockchain asset world, we have communities. You can find, there is a community for Litecoin. There is a community for Lisk. There is a community for NEO, obviously Bitcoin and the other ones. So it's already there. BitIncome is basically right there and just would be serving these communities or involving these communities and building up, embedding into its own communities. We, at the end of the day, we could be a powerhouse and favoring an ICO if we want to. So we can take control completely whatever we would like. And there is nowhere near, I have never ever seen anything like it in my life, although I'm getting a little bit kind of older these days. But inside, I'm just drinking, eating, and breathing this crypto world, because it's not just about the money. It's about that a kind of Bitcoin revolution where you are making, a dent in the current system and trying to make just the general lives better and more more fair for everybody globally. It will touch everybody, whether it is in Europe, Asia, Africa, North America, you name it. By the way, Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies were created and being created to serve the unbanked people, which is mainly in Africa or in Asia. So it's not just for the biggie guys and the rich guys. It's absolutely for everybody. But just think about that when you are trying to wire money. If there is no bank or there is no financial institutions in Africa, that's where, for example, a wonderful coin will get more and more a role. It's called Stellar. It's backed up by the technology, and some others. Dash, for example, will be an absolutely winner in those circumstances. And another segment, and please stop me because I just can't speak about it, but I would like to give you just a kind of sense, a historic sense, that you cannot just miss this. This is like, really the gold rush. And I was never a person to get excited about certain lotion potion. And please, don't get me wrong. It is not my cup of tea. My cup of tea is really the crypto world, and where we can not just discovering, different and new coins and currencies, but providing education, introducing the education part to the people, because banks will not, I guarantee you, banks will not teach you about this. Let me give you just a quick example. In the early spring 2017, when I wired money, US dollar, to buy Bitcoin, there was no question asked. There was no questions. What's happening now, kind of October, November? One of my main banks just kind of stopped, and they asked me why I'm doing that, and they just didn't allow me to wire, because they now get scared to death that the crypto world will kind of shake their foundations. So if you want to be part of something really meaningful and to create a certain BitIncome legacy for your kids, for yourself, then welcome aboard. Thank you very much, and sorry for taking your time too much. I will be around whenever you need me, type of things, and I'm more than happy to be part of BitIncome. Thank you.